Shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. That's giving all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God, whose name is Yahweh Ba'ashem, meaning coming in the name of, and Yahweh Shah, who the world calls Jesus Christ. Gusano, I'm from the dirt, and I remember where I'm from, representing the children of the covenant, and I have another lesson today. I want to go over the book of Daniel, chapter 7, the vision of the four beasts. Without further ado, let's get into it. Most High will, somebody is edified. The book of Daniel, chapter 7, the vision of the four beasts. I'm going to give you Daniel chapter 7, 1 through 28 in the NLT. Daniel's vision of the four beasts. And we previously went over Daniel chapter 2, the dream and the meaning. And Nebuchadnezzar had a dream about this statue of a man right here with a golden head, right? Silver, bronze, iron, clay, you get it. And it was Babylon, Persia, Greece, Rome, and the divided kingdom. Now, we're going to go over the four beasts who basically represent the same things that are going on, right? Let's get into it without further ado, right? Earlier, during the first year of King Belshazzar's reign in Babylon, Daniel had a dream and saw visions as he lay in his bed. He wrote down the dream, and this is what he saw. In my vision that night, I, Daniel, saw a great storm churning, the surface of a great sea, with strong winds blowing from every direction. Then four huge beasts came up out of the water, each different from the others. The four beasts are the head, arms, legs, and feet, right, of the same statue, of the same vision of Nebuchadnezzar's dream. The first beast was like a lion with eagle's wings. As I watched, its wings were pulled off, and it was left standing with its two hind feet on the ground like a human being, and it was given a human mind. Assyro-Babylonian Empire. Assyro-Babylonian refers to the combined cultures, languages, and history of the Assyrian and Babylonian empires of ancient Mesopotamia. It's used as an adjective to describe something related to both regions, and also as a noun to refer to the Akkadian language, which was the primary language of both empires. Babylon is the first beast. This is the lion with the wings. So this is Assyria and Babylon, right? Babylon is the first beast. This is the lion with the wings. The Babylonians defeated the Assyrians. This is the wings being plucked off, right? This is why I just brought out that the Assyrian Babylonian Empire refers to both cultures, right? But the Babylonians defeated the Assyrians. And that's what it means that the wings were pulled off, right? The Babylonian Empire under Nabopolassar defeated the Neo-Assyrian Empire, leading to the fall of Nineveh and the rise of Babylon as the dominant power in Mesopotamia. This event, marking the end of the Assyrian Empire, occurred around 612 BCE. The Babylonians defeated Assyrians. This is the wings being plucked off, the lion. The Babylonians gained power. By defeating the wings, the Assyrians. The first is the golden head, Nebuchadnezzar. Assyrian statue archaeology, statue found in Iraq. Assyrian statues, particularly Lamassu sculptures, are a key part of Assyrian archaeology findings. These majestic figures, often featuring a human head, the body of a bull or lion, and wings, were guardians placed at palace entrances and were commonly found in the ancient Assyrian Empire cities like Nimrud, Nineveh, or Khorsabad. Excavations continue to uncover study these statues, like the recent rediscovery of 2,700-year-old Lamassu in Iraq. Then I saw a second beast, right? Back to Daniel chapter 7, verse 5. But this is to let you guys know, like, there's archaeology that prove that lions with wings were statues in Assyria. Verse 5, Daniel 7 and 5. Then I saw a second beast, and it looked like a bear. It was rearing up on one side, and it had 3 ribs in its mouth, between its teeth. And I heard a voice saying to it, "Get up, devour the flesh of many people." The second beast, the bear, is the Medo Persian Empire. The Persians were more powerful than the Medes. Therefore, it was rearing up on one side. The 3 ribs are the Egyptians, the Lydians, and the Babylonians. The Medo Persian Empire defeated Lydia, Egypt, and Babylon. The Medo Persian Empire, led by Cyrus the Great, did defeat Lydia and Babylon, establishing the Achaemenid Empire. Egypt was later conquered by Cambyses II, Cyrus' son. These, the ribs in its teeth of the bear. These are, oh man, these are the ribs in the teeth of the bear. Daniel chapter 5, verse 30 and 31 in the NLT. That very night, Belshazzar, the Babylonian king, was killed, and Darius the Mede took over the kingdom at the age of 62. The Medes took over the kingdom, right? Now let's get back to Daniel 7 and 6. Then the third of these strange beasts appeared, and it looked like a leopard. It had 4 birds' wings on its back, and it had 4 heads. Great authority was given to this beast. The third beast is Greece, the leopard, Alexander the Great, right? I'm going to go back in here and get something to add also while I'm here, while I have it open. Let's see. All right. Let me see. This one's good enough. See village. Salakia family, I just want to make a point here, and I want to show you guys something very interesting. So here it is. All right, you see that? The third beast is Greece, the leopard. This is Alexander the Great, and he would run around with a leopard skin on his apparel, on his horse. Look at this, right? And it's letting us know, like, this how great God is, right? He gave insight and prophecy to our people to relay a message that would come later on to identify these truths. This is the beast identified as a leopard. And this is literally the third beast. This is him. This is Alexander, right? The four heads. Now, look, let's go back to 7, verse 7, because I don't want to distract y'all from what was going on. So, Daniel chapter 7, verse 6, right? It says, Then the third of these strange beasts appeared, and it looked like a leopard. So, Alexander's the leopard, right? Let's continue. It had 4 birds' wings on its back, and it had 4 heads. So 4 birds' wings and 4 heads, right? Great authority was given to this beast. Let's deal with this 4 heads. The 4 heads are Alexander's 4 generals. The 4 generals are Seleucus, who ruled the north, right? Ptolemy ruled the south. Cassander ruled the west, and Limachus ruled the east. Lysimachus, right? After Alexander the Great's death, his empire was divided among 4 of his most prominent generals, who became known as the Diadochi. These 4 generals were Ptolemy, Seleucus, Cassander, and Lysimachus. The 4 birds' wings are the lands of territories they took over: the north, south, east, and west. The Greeks ruled the whole known world, right? Ptolemy established the Ptolemaic kingdom, right? Seleucus, obviously the Seleucid kingdom, empire. Cassander establishes the Antigonid dynasty. Lysimachus, Lysimachid dynasty. First Maccabees 1 and 1, and it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chetam, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, and he reigned in his stead, the first over Greece. Greece taking over the kingdom, right? This was the 4th beast, right, to come out. Salaki, this is the 3rd beast. Salaki, this is the 3rd beast. The 4th is coming, right? But let's get back to it. This is Daniel 7, verse 7. Then in my vision that night, I saw a 4th beast, terrifying, dreadful, and very strong. It devoured and crushed its victims with huge iron teeth and trampled their remains beneath its feet. It was different from any of the other beasts, and it had 10 horns. The 4th beast is the Roman Empire. The Romans used swords made of iron. These are the iron teeth that devoured and crushed its victims. First Maccabees 8, 9 through 11 in the RSVCE. The Greeks planned to come and destroy them, but this became known to them, and they sent a general against the Greeks and attacked them. Many of them were wounded and fell, and the Romans took captive their wives and children. They plundered them, conquered the land, tore down their strongholds, and enslaved them to this day. The remaining kingdoms and islands, as many as ever opposed them, they destroyed and enslaved. The 10 horns, the EEC, European Economic Community, also known as the EU, the European Union, established by the Treaty of Rome in 1957, right? So that 4th beast being the Roman kingdom, It is also the revised Roman kingdom. It's back, right? After losing their power, it came back when they established the Treaty of Rome in 1957, right? The fall of Rome, the decline and eventual collapse of the Western Roman Empire, primarily due to the combination of internal issues and external pressure from barbarian invasions, right? And if you saw the last video, we went through all of this. Now, let's get 8. Daniel chapter 7, verse 8. As I was looking at the horns, suddenly another small horn appeared among them. 3 of the first horns were torn out by the roots to make room for it. This little horn had eyes like human eyes and a mouth that was boasting arrogantly. Right? This little horn is America. The 3 horns torn out were France, England, Spain. America defeated them in war. The French-American War, 1754, the American Revolutionary War, 1812, and the Spanish-American War, 1898, right? The Spanish-American War of 1898 was a pivotal moment that marked the United States' emergence as a global superpower, right? This dream that Daniel had were world powers, nations that ruled the entire globe. This is America's chance right here. This is when America became a global superpower, right? Now, Daniel 7, chapter 7, verse 9. I watched as thrones were put in place, and the ancient one sat down to judge. His clothing was as white as snow, his hair like purest wool. He sat on a fiery throne with wheels of blazing fire, and a river of fire was pouring out, flowing from his presence. Millions of angels ministered to him. Many millions stood to attend him. Then the court began its session, and the books were opened. This is Judgment Day. Verse 11, I continued to watch because I could hear the little horn's boastful speech. Of course, it's America, right? Let's go back. Verse 8 says, and I was looking at the horns. Suddenly another small horn appeared among them. 3 of the first horns were torn out by the roots to make room for it. So these 3 little horns had to get out the way for this little horn to have room. This little horn had eyes like human eyes and had a mouth that was boasting arrogantly, right? Make America great again. Boasting arrogantly. Now watch this. I continued to watch because I could hear the little horn's boastful speech. See that? It's going to continue, man. I kept watching until the 4th beast was killed and its body was destroyed by fire. The other 3 beasts had their authority taken from them, but they were allowed to live a while longer. As my vision continued that night, I saw someone like a son of man coming with the clouds of heaven. He approached the ancient one and was led into his presence. He was given authority, honor, and sovereignty over all the nations of the world, so that people of every race and nation and language would obey him. His rule is eternal. It will never end. His kingdom will never be destroyed. The Son of Man approached the Ancient One. This is Christ approaching the Father. Jeremiah 30:9 in the NLT. For my people will serve the Lord their God and their King, descendant from David, the King I will raise up for them. Jeremiah 30:21 in the NLT. They will have their own ruler again. and he will come from their own people. I will invite him to approach me, says the Lord. For who would dare to come unless invited? Right? Deuteronomy 18:18 and 19. I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee, and will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. And it shall come to pass that whosoever will not hearken unto my words, which he shall speak in my name, I will require it of him. The authority given, Acts 7:55. But Stephen, full of the Holy Spirit, gazed steadily into heaven and saw the glory of God, and he saw Jesus standing in the place of honor at God's right hand. And he told them, look, I see the heavens opened and the Son of Man standing in the place of honor at God's right hand. So Stephen is seeing the same vision right now of Christ having his honor given to him by the Most High. Daniel chapter 2, verse 44 and 45. During the reigns of those kings, the God of heaven will set up a kingdom that will never be destroyed or conquered. It will crush all these kingdoms into nothingness, and it will stand forever. That is the meaning of the rock cut from the mountain, though not by human hands, that crushed to pieces the statue of iron, bronze, clay, silver, and gold. The great God was showing the king what will happen in the future. The dream is true and its meaning is certain, right? So we clearly see that Christ is the stone that is going to destroy that fourth beast. It's going to destroy the revised Roman Empire. Now let's get to the vision explained. This is Daniel 7 and verse 15. I, Daniel, was troubled by all I had seen, and my visions terrified me. So I approached one of those standing beside the throne and asked him what it all meant. He explained it to me like this: these four huge beasts represent four kingdoms that will arise from the earth, but in the end, the holy people of the Most High will be given the kingdom, and they will rule forever and ever. See that? Right here. Forever and ever, even ever and ever. The last captivity, the last salvation, right? The four beasts are four kingdoms. In order to rule someone, someone must be in subjection. In order to rule, someone must be in subjection, right? So somebody's going down and somebody's going up. Daniel 7 and 19. Then I wanted to know the true meaning of the fourth beast, the one so different from the others and so terrifying. It had devoured and crushed its victims with iron teeth and bronze claws, trampling their own remains beneath its feet. I also asked about the 10 horns on the fourth beast's head, and the little horn that came up afterward and destroyed 3 of the other horns. This horn had seemed greater than the others, and it had human eyes and a mouth that was boasting arrogantly. Greater and boasting arrogantly. Make America great again. Boast arrogantly. Verse 21. As I watched, this little horn was waging war against God's holy people and was defeating them until the Ancient One, the Most High, came and judged in favor of his holy people. Then the time arrived for the holy people to take over the kingdom. They destroyed us continually until our salvation arrived, right? We've been destroyed in this very land since 1492. Daniel 7 and 23. Then he said to me, this fourth beast is the fourth world power that will rule the earth. See that? The revised Roman Empire, that fourth beast, it lost power, but it gained it again, right? The Treaty of Rome. Then he said to me, this fourth beast is the fourth world power that will rule the earth. It will be different from all the others. It will devour the whole world. trampling and crushing everything in its path, right? Look what they doing in Venezuela. Now they going to Greenland, right? I hope everybody's paying attention to this, man. Verse 24, its 10 horns are 10 kings who will rule that empire. Then another king will arise different from the other 10, who will subdue 3 of them. He will defy the Most High and oppress the holy people of the Most High. He will try to change their sacred festivals and laws, and they will be placed under his control for a time, times, and times and a half. Right? A time, times, and a half times is 350 years. Right? 1619 to 1969. Right? Micah 4 and 10. Be in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughter of Zion, like a woman in travail. For now shalt thou go forth out of the city, and thou shalt dwell in the field, and thou shalt go even to Babylon. There shalt thou be delivered. There the Lord shall redeem thee from the hand of thine enemies. Right? So out of the city, means out of Jerusalem. In 70 AD, the Jews were exiled out of the land and the temple destroyed by the Romans. We then dwelt in the field, which is in the western shores of Africa, into Babylon, right? Babylon is America, bondage, the transatlantic slave trade. And I just had a crazy moment. Micah 4 and 8. And thou, O tower of the flock, the stronghold of the daughter of Zion, unto thee shall it come, even the first dominion. The kingdom shall come to the daughter of Jerusalem. Being saved is being brought into the kingdom. Jeremiah 3 and 18. In those days the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel, and they shall come together out of the land of the north to the land that I have given for an inheritance unto your fathers. Babylon is also called the land of the north. 2nd Ezra 13, 40 to 46 in the RSV. These are the 10 tribes which were led away from their own land into captivity in the days of King Hoshea, whom Salmanaser, the king of the Assyrians, led captive. He took them across the river, and they were taken into another land. But they formed this plan for themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the nations and go to a more distant region where mankind had never lived, that there at least they might keep their statutes which they had not kept in their own land. And they went in by the narrow passages of the Euphrates River, for at that time the Most High performed signs for them and stopped the channels of the river until they had passed over. Through that region there was a long way to go, a journey of a year and a half, and that country is called Arsareth. Then they dwelt there until the last times, and now, when they are about to come again, until the last times, the last captivities, the last salvation. This is proving the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to be the chosen children of God, whose salvation is for, right? Because right here it says, throughout the region, there was a long way to go, a journey of a year and a half, and that country is called Arsareth. So if you go into the JewishEncyclopedia.com, Arsareth is America, the land of America. It also states that Columbus identified this land with America when he found it. He found Arsareth. right? And it's if you've seen the series that I made called Israel, a Lost Heritage, the very first video, I put a clip of the movie 1492. And Columbus is convinced, I know it's just a movie, but this is very interesting. Columbus is convinced that there is land away from their land. He had this piece of paper where it had a map, but it was only a map of the known world. Now, there was a space on that paper that had no known land on it. And he's convinced that there was land over there. And the guy asked, how do you know that there's land over there? And this guy says, because Ezra said so. And the guy replies, Esdras is a Jew. Have you lost your mind? You listening to them? So we got to pay attention to little stuff like that, right? And this is the last known world power. This is where the children of Israel and the children of Judah will be together, right? Until the last times. This is the last captivity, and this is the last salvation, right? We've been saved before. Moses was sent to get us out of Egypt, right? The Most High utilized Moses to get us out of Egypt. Let's get Zechariah chapter 2, verse 6 and 7. Ho, ho, come forth and flee from the land of the north, saith the Lord. For I have spread you abroad as the four winds of the heaven, saith the Lord. Deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwellest with the daughter of Babylon. America is Babylon. America is the land of the north. But then the court will pass judgment, and all his power will be taken away and completely destroyed. Then the sovereignty, power, and greatness of all the kingdoms under heaven will be given to the holy people of the Most High. His kingdom will last forever, and all rulers will serve and obey him. Forever and ever is the kingdom, right? That was the end of the vision. I, Daniel, was terrified by my thoughts, and my face was pale with fear, but I kept these things to myself. The 350 years start in 1619 because the southern kingdom came to the land of the north and were enslaved together with the northern kingdom and would begin to walk together in 1969 as truth came out, right? But there were slaves, we were slaves since 1492, right? The northern kingdom was already here. We're the ones in second Esdras that escaped from Assyria and went into a land where no man has dwelt, right? South America, North America. This is where we came. We occupied all the islands, all the land, and we became like the sand of the sea, like the scriptures say, right? And then in 1619, it got real heavy. It got real heavy with the Judites coming over here. There was already Judites enslaved, right? In the times where the Taínos were enslaved, right? Some of the Taínos were taken to Portugal, and some of the Judites were coming over here to work the land as well. So we did have brothers from over there, but in 1619, this is when things got really, really hectic and heavy for the brothers of Judah, right? And this is where we really started by the thousands. They were enslaved over here, and we were really enslaved together. Jeremiah 3 and 18. In those days, the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel, and they shall come together out of the land of the north to the land that I have given for an inheritance unto your fathers. Right? So we gonna be out of here soon, man. We just gotta do the right thing, man. Follow the laws of the Most High God, man. 1969, there was a brother named Abba Bivens who was really bringing this truth out, man. And a lot of the camps, today, um, got their information from this era in time, right? Until now, brothers are still knowledgeable because of the information that was left behind. All praises to the Most God. We, We don't know for sure who was the first man to bring this information out, but this is what, we've been told, and this is what brothers are saying, and it has to be some kind of truth to it, right? There's um a lot of the older videos, are, I mean, if there's videos older than this, older than the brother Abba Bivens videos, then who knows, right? But this is who is said to have brought this truth up in 1969, right? So, we have been walking together, man. We are coming together. There's a lot less, um, well, at least as far as this community, right? Uh, Somewhat, because we're still killing each other. We're still, hating each other. Um, you know, we got to do better. We just got to do better. But all praises to the Most High for that brother, for bringing the information that he did bring out, and all the other brothers that were under him, after him, or before him, if any. All praises to the Most High that somebody kept the precepts of the Lord and took time to really study and bring this information out. But the information is here. Our people are together. We are enslaved together in this land. We are going to remember who we are because of the curses that identify the children of Israel. And we need to get it together, right? We know that in this time, in the days of these kings, Christ is going to come back. And what we're trying to do here at Children of the Covenant is teach and edify the sheep of the Lord in love and in humility, and really give the edification, because we we know that we're in those times, and we need to hurry up and really get the ball moving for the Most High, right? So repent and be converted. The only way to do that is to follow the laws of the Most High God. We don't have time to play, right? But let's continue. um Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 33 and 34. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. Their Redeemer is strong. The Lord of hosts is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. He's going to quiet them, right? There's going to be no more arrogant speech from those nations, right? I want to keep PG. Pray for me for that. I don't want to slip and say the wrong thing. Um, Daniel 7:25. But yeah, man, he's gonna for these arrogant people that are boasting, that have taken the children of Israel and did whatever they wanted with us, and they're making fun of us and they're laughing. We're gonna get the last laugh, right? Because that smirky smile is gonna get smacked right off their face. There's gonna be no more arrogant boasting. Daniel chapter 7, verse 25 in the NLT. He will defy the Most High and oppress the holy people of the Most High. He will try to change their sacred festivals and laws, and they will be placed under his control for a time, times and a half a time. Right? For 350 years, the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom were oppressed together. Right? From 1619 and 1969. He lost his power to control in 1969 when the truth came out. Right? And this is going back to the brother Abba Bivens, right? In slavery, we were not allowed to read. And we learned how to read, and someone took the time out to read this book to identify who we truly are. And all praises for that, right? All praises, like I said, this is what's been told to me. I haven't really done too much research on him, on the brother Abba Bivens. But if he is the first one to bring this truth out, all praises to the Most High, the water for that. Anybody that came before him or anybody after him that is bringing out this truth, all praises to the Most High. We need to get more brothers involved. We need to get more brothers to study this word and do the work of the Lord, right? And edify the sheep. And with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, has given all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God, whose name is Yahweh, by shimming and coming in the name of, and Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Jesus Christ. Shalom, and I love y'all.